Warren Central Warriors take on Center Grove Trojans in regionals tomorrow night. Greg Rakestraw from ISC Sports Network is here to break down the game, our final game of the week. And this is a big one we're keeping an eye on.
This is a massive one. And frankly, this is one you kind of set your watch to every year. You know, these two are going to go back to being conference rivals. Good, by the way, as soon as next year, if not a kind of a full conference schedule in 2027. You know, for years it was they would open the season against each other, and then you kind of knew they would see each other in the regional. Well, they have gone back to that. So we've got footage of or at least we had this one back in week number 1. Center Grove beating Warren Central 24-6. But Hannah, you and I were talking about this during the break. We have had a lot of this in the postseason. We've had it on our airwaves on MyND the last couple of weeks in a rematch where the regular season winner then lost the postseason game. And honestly, both of these two teams kind of trend to the young side this year. Now, you don't say that now in week 12 for these guys or week 13 of the season. But especially when it's two young teams playing in week 1, I'm not sure how much you can take from the week 1 matchup and apply to this time around.
So for a reminder, what was the score then?
So 24-6 in favor of Center Grove. Both teams kind of were sluggish in terms of an offensive standpoint. And the storyline for each of these teams is, well, again, Warren Central plays a lot of sophomores and juniors, really on both sides of the ball. Center Grove's more senior loaded on the offense, on the defensive side. And offensively, they have overcome some significant injuries. Like their top 2 tailbacks were down with knee injuries in week 1 and week 2. And Center Grove is playing a sophomore quarterback, which is exactly what Warren Central is doing this year. So, again, these two teams are much more alike than they are unalike. And I expect this, just like LCLN 2 weeks ago, just like Carmel Westfield last week. I'm not sure if this comes down to the final snap like those 2 games do. I expect it to be much closer than an 18-point spread, which it was back on August the 22nd.
Yeah, so really anything could happen here. Is there anything specific that you want to see out of these two teams? You
know, I think for Warren Central, you know, I mentioned that the injury bug that hit Center Grove very early in the season. The injury bug hit Warren very much in the middle of the season. We had them 3 times in 4 weeks, you know, against Ben Davis, against Lawrence North, against Carmel. They put up 42 points in the first half to Lawrence North and lost. The next week, those injuries really kind of took hold, and they really weren't that competitive with Carmel in week number 8. But kind of the path they have, they've had 2 or 3 weeks where they haven't had to put their guys kind of in a max effort situation. So in theory, Warren is going to be as healthy as they are going to be this season. We'll see if that leads to dividends tomorrow night.
All right. What else are you watching tomorrow night?
Well, it's sectional final night, so there's only 48 of these games across the state. So locally, Fishers Westfield, Brownsburg, and Decatur Central. This is a really unique story. Decatur Central playing up in 6A because of the success factor. So we have a matchup of last year's 5A and 6A champs. Other matchups of note, New Paladin Central in 5A, Roncalli and Yorktown in 4A, Cascade in action in 3A, still unbeaten in the season. Congratulations to the Cadets, their first sectional title since 1992. So we are now to the point of the season. They give you a trophy every time you win, which kind of makes it a little more important.
Yeah, a little more fun. Greg, thank you as always. We appreciate it, and thank you for your insight all season long. You are a master of it, and we couldn't have done this without you.
Well, I very much appreciate it. Again, this is our final football telecast on MyND. Our 40-game basketball schedule starts November the 25th. So I get like 1 day off on Sunday to rake the leaves, and then it's back to it. And while we are passing out thank yous and kudos, can I make the transition here for you? Since I'm sure this segment is running long. Tara is going to be 13 of 13 on her forecast for the season because, again, she's already talking about this all morning long. The forecast looks great for not just Friday night football. I'm a little partial to the Monon Bell Classic on Saturday.
Oh, yes, of
70 degrees at Little Giant Stadium on Sunday. So, Tara, I meant to do this morning. At some point tomorrow or next week, I am bringing you a baker's dozen of donuts.
She deserves it.
For going 13 for 13. You only have to give at least 1 to Marcus and 1 to Hannah.
Okay, good.
The rest of you should distribute as you
Yes, I agree. Tara.
All right, well, thank you. We appreciate all of your insight, and I am thankful that we were able to give you all this great weather all season.
Oh, the applause.
The applause. Thank you. Thank you.